Nobody assigned me this, but I keep showing up, so it must be something that matters to me. I make them a priority. I make them a priority. So excuses really don't get comfortable. I don't negotiate with excuses. Reading fits because it's what I do, it's what I've always done, and biking fits because, frankly, at this stage in my life, it is like non-negotiable movement. They don't have to like audition for the role. They got the role. I decided that they matter, and when you decide that, then excuses don't have a vote. So I guess if there's something that you keep coming back to, maybe that is the thing for you. When I read, it's usually first thing in the morning, like with my coffee. That was always kind of the dream, that I could just like sit and not have any obligations for the day. I could just sit and read my book. So that's one ritual. And I usually just also read when I'm out on my bike. I listen to a book. And I often will read again later in the evening. It's usually like I juggle a few books and read a bit, in each. Sometimes it's like more than a few pages, but not, it's not like I read like 50 pages in one sitting. I'm usually like too antsy to do other stuff, so I'll read until I'm ready to move on to something else. When I bike, it's the same energy. I wear regular clothes. I am, riding like 5 to 10 miles, and I don't really need to get all kitted out. I don't really do that anymore. There was a time in my life where having the new jersey and the kit was important, but I don't really do that anymore. I usually just ride 5 to 20 miles, and if the weather isn't really ideal, it might take a bit more effort and energy, but I still ride because it is just what I do. And it's less about like the destination, it's just more about, the pedaling and the energy and the, just the being out there and just doing the thing. I just pedal. That's it. That's the whole process. Priority is the process or the system. I don't know. I'm getting confused. That's what happens when you get philosophical. I don't really add anything. Like, that's part of what makes something harder. If you want to show up to do something, if you add something, that makes it a little harder. I've noticed going out and doing B-roll video with my bike ride, that makes it a little harder. Like, I'll leave and I'll be like, well, I hope I don't see anything good on this bike ride, because I don't have my camera with me to capture that moment. That's another reason that like reading off my phone is easy for an ebook, because I don't have to remember, to bring my reading journal with me or to take notes or to do the myriad of things that I've also grown accustomed to doing when I read. Trying not to add something that makes it more complicated to show up is another part of that process. I never made biking or reading and books audition for a role in my life. They already had the part. That's the story.